And in just a blink of an eye, 2022 is coming to a close. Quite shocking, I know. But whether we like it or not, we're coming on to a new year. So for this year, I would like to reminisce over all the games I played for the first time this year, cause why the hell not? Let's go! Alright, Whispering Willows I played for a video that was going to be for Month of Spooks in October, but, well, I'm a college student and that didn't really work out. As for the game itself though, solid B tier. Creative gameplay, creepy atmosphere, and a really great story. I think it's a really great horror game, though it's a bit short, but I really enjoyed it personally. GardenPaws, unfortunately, is D tier for me. I enjoyed it a bit at first, but because it was overly grindy, slow to traverse the landscape, and the NPCs didn't have much of a personality or much dialogue, not to mention all of those glitches, I ended up not enjoying it after a while. And I'm still looking for my fall painting that glitch for the wall, man. I'm so sad about that. My Friend Peppa Pig. Now, obviously, this is the peak of human creation. I weep when I look upon this masterpiece. It should be played by everyone. Yeah, no. I did play this for the memes, but in all seriousness, there are much better children's games on the Switch. Like I said, the humongous entertainment games are much better and a better price. Get your kids that. Don't even play this for the memes. Get this out of here. The Coma Recut. Easy A tier for me. This game seriously freaked me out, though I'm kind of a sissy with horror games. Love the atmosphere and the artwork, and if you like those old school Japanese RPG horror games, I think you're gonna like this. Damsel slides right into the C tier for me. Definitely not the worst. The gameplay is fun when you don't have to deal with the hostages or the bombs getting in the way, but it is a bit shallow with the variance in the levels if that's important to you. But if you want something that you could try to speedrun with, I totally recommend this. This just wasn't my personal cup of tea. Splatoon free, obviously an S tier for me. The Splatoon games are some of my favorites, and this one is no exception. Unfortunately, my first week of playing this was absolutely plagued with disconnects, but I've had really good luck with it since, and I absolutely have a blast playing it. Disgaea 6 was an unexpected purchase. I never even heard of this series before, but honestly it's also an S tier. I found it randomly at a GameStop, and I fell absolutely in love with it. I love the humor, the gameplay, the characters, it's super stylized and fun, and I'm excited to play this game and play the others in the series. I just hope all the games will be put on Switch eventually. R-Type Final 2 isn't too lucky. It goes all the way down to D tier. I mean, it's responsive and looks nice, and the way that you can build up your special attacks and levels is really fun, but I didn't really like the whole one-hit kill aspect of this game, so it's not my thing personally. Fatum Betula is one step above R-Type Final 2, going into C tier. It's a charming little spooky game with great graphics. It's just pretty short, and I'm not necessarily driven to get all of the endings, but it's still a good game at a fantastic price, just not one of my favorites. Nintendo Switch Sports is in the same tier. I did have a ton of fun playing it with my family and friends. Unfortunately, I haven't played it much since launch. Granted, I've been busy most of this year, but I also haven't been super driven to this one like the other games on my list, so this one isn't one of my personal favorites just because of that. Okay. Pokemon Violet. This one is controversial since a lot of people have had performance issues and bugs, but okay, look, I'm gonna need you guys not to hate me, but it's S tier for me. I've been pretty lucky and I haven't had many issues with the game other than the light sometimes flickering in and out or some landscapes flickering in and out, and it doesn't excuse what happened to other players or even the performance issues I've had, but I just have so much fun playing this one. I love being able to travel the entire world of my fiance and sister, making shitty sandwiches.
Wow! Even better than Mama!
Catching Pokemon, climbing cliffs, and I love the story and characters. I mean, it's not the best open world game, personally. The best open world game that I've played is Breath of the Wild, but I can't help it. This is one of my favorite Pokemon games. I have had such a blast playing it, and I love my little goobers, especially the Minecraft Pokemon. I think he's pretty neat. Pokemon Arceus I'm popping right into A tier. It's a great game with really good mechanics. Unfortunately, I haven't been drawn into finishing it as much as Pokemon Violet, but I still have a good time playing it. I just need to finish the story. Okay, this is gonna sound really weird, but Ring Fit Adventure is also going into S tier. I was hesitant to play it because of the price, but it's actually a really fun way to get a workout in, using the RPG mechanics to encourage you to work out in order to grind yourself for the game. The humor is also really great. It's not gonna replace other methods of working out like going to the gym, but if you're just starting out or you have trouble getting motivated or you can't go outside on certain days, this is something good to work out with and really fun to play. Rune Factory 5, as of now, is going on B tier. It's a great game from what I've played of it. I haven't really had the chance to play it too much, and I don't think it's going to beat Stardew Valley, my personal favorite farming simulator game, but I think this is a fair placement for my first impressions of it, honestly. Stardust Galaxy Warrior Stellar Climax is getting yeeted right into B tier. I think this is a much better shooter game than R-Type Final 2 for me, as you can actually have a health bar. And I really enjoyed the music and the gameplay. This one gets my Kaylee seal of approval. Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town is a pretty decent farming simulator. For me, it's B tier, just below Rune Factory 5. This sounds weird, but there's like too many people to talk to. I get social anxiety just looking at the list of townies. This is definitely a me problem though. I do like the farming aspect as well as the mining, even if my trees really have a habit of trying to take over my land. I mean, they really need to calm down. TaniNani gets placed easily into C tier. It's a pretty solid and simple puzzle game for a great price, and I rather enjoyed the times I played with it, though I don't play it all the time, so it's not one of my favorites of this year necessarily. 911 Operator, for some reason, really scratches that management itch for me, so I'm gonna throw in the A tier. I seriously binged this game over the course of like 2 days and finished the story mode. It was actually a ton of fun. Screw the Anchorage level though. Coming from someone that's from Alaska, that blizzard really kicked my butt. Seriously though, it was cool seeing a city from Alaska in a game like this, so yay. Werewolf the Apocalypse Heart of the Forest, unfortunately, is going into D tier. I feel like it was a bit underwhelming, which is a shame because I really like the start of it and I do like the art style. It was just too short and you don't get much time as a werewolf, which is in the title of the game. Windbound is sailing straight into B tier. This game is absolute eye candy, and it's really fun to go between the different islands, craft and gather materials. A couple things aren't the greatest, like the combat and a couple awkward fixed camera angles, but I do really like the game, and I think the developers really have potential. Good on you guys. For me personally, WWE 2K Battle Grounds is F tier. The loading times and the introduction cutscenes were way too long for me, considering I didn't really enjoy the gameplay too much. Please don't hate me if you like this game, this just wasn't really my jam. Does Yume Nikki Dream Diary get into the A tier? Unfortunately, only in its dreams. It gets the D tier treatment. It's pretty divisive in whether people are gonna like it or not, especially if you played the original game. For me, I felt like the fixed paths, puzzles, and platform in this game were kind of frustrating, so I'd say to stick with the original unless this one looks interesting to you. For me, it wasn't my favorite. BarricadeZ Revisited is in the same tier, at least the Switch edition. The controls are just way too clunky for the port to be enjoyable with a controller. It seems to be easier with a keyboard and mouse. I'll have to try the PC version, but for this version, I say stay away unless you really want to try to learn the weird controls. Cat Cafe Manager is such a cute and enjoyable game. I can't rank it any lower than an S. If you love cats and you love running cafes, you are going to love this one. It is so addictive. And I love the characters, the artwork, and the LGBT representation in here as well. Chef's kiss. Mwah. Beautiful. I love it. Next, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. This one is a B tier for me, to be honest. I haven't been that much of a fan of the Sinnoh region for me personally, so I was a little bit slower actually getting through this game. Though I will say, the Elite Four and the Champion were quite the challenge to beat. And I finally got a Darkrai with this game, who is my favorite legendary Pokemon, may I add, so I can't complain much. If you want a good old-fashioned Pokemon game, this one isn't bad. For me, it just wasn't one of my favorites. Marinian Tavern Story. Patty and the Hungry God is easily one of my favorite games this year. It combines cooking with an RPG adventure, with a bit of tavern management. This is so creative and really fun to play, with the perfect level of grindiness to gather more ingredients, and all of the characters are so charming and fun. I'm so glad I found this game on the eShop. Next up, Nexomon. I know what you guys are thinking. It's literally a Pokemon ripoff. It can't be any higher than an F tier. I literally got it for like $2 or $4 on the eShop, and honestly, I really loved it. I'm gonna have to make a video on this game, but for me, this was one of my favorites, and I was not expecting that. Okay guys, no, don't hate me, please. Last and certainly least, The Last Days. It's not a fun puzzle or adventure game, and I literally got glitched out of finishing the game when a rod I tried to place somewhere just kinda disappeared. This game could go throw itself into the red eye of Jupiter. I'm never playing this again. And there we go. I figured we might as well do a pretty casual video, sum up what I did this year and how I kind of felt about all the new games I played. Time for another year of gaming to come up. What are some games you've played for the first time and enjoyed at 2022? Have you played anything on my list or had a different opinion than me? I would love to hear down in the comments section down below. Until next time, this is Thoughts Macabre signing off. I'm looking forward to another year with y'all. Bye.